Hey guys, I just got update 2020.24.6.9, so I'm going to go over what's new in this update, so if you're interested, stay tuned. Hey guys, so like I said, I just got one of the newest updates, and so I'm going to go over what is new in this one. So one thing you're not going to see on my screen here is traffic light and beta sign control, which is obviously FSD. I don't have FSD, but what that does is basically now you don't have to confirm on autopilot the stock when you're going through a green light. Basically, if there is somebody in front of you that's just driving and the green light is there, the car will just now go through instead of you actually confirming that that it's okay to go through. And then for stop signs, basically the visualization over here will turn green and then it'll slow down, stop, and then go through the stop sign. So that's pretty cool. Making improvements on FSD every day, it seems like. So that's the newest thing for for autopilot and FSD. So I finally got the backup camera improvements. So basically what that is now when you back up, or if you just want to use the rear camera while you're driving, you can now actually use the side repeaters as well. So basically how you do that is if you just hit your your backup camera. So like I said, it doesn't matter if you're driving in reverse or if you're just driving around. So you've got your backup camera here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little arrow right here. So all you do is you swipe up, and now you've got both side repeater cameras as well. So that's a pretty cool feature. I think this one is going to be freaking awesome to use because now you can basically check your blind spots from your monitor here instead of actually turning your head. So if you're that lazy, you can do that. I think I'm going to prefer to keep turning my head, but you can now do this and be lazy, I guess. Next is Dashcam viewer improvements. And finally, they actually made this improvement. I've been asking for this one forever. I know a lot of people have been also. And so most of you know that with Dashcam, like when there's a sentry mode event, basically before this, it would just say, oh, you have 2 events, 5 events, whatever. But then it doesn't tell you where the actual event happened in your clip, when you're looking at it. And so basically you'd have to just dig and dig and dig forever to find it. So finally this one, what it does is it gives you a little red dot here. Not sure if you can see that. But basically what Dashcam Viewer does now is if you go into the software up here and check your Dashcam, this red dot will basically tell you where the event happened. So now you can actually just go straight to where the issue is instead of having to dig through a zillion files and spend all this time looking for something that you might not even know is the actual event. So finally, thank you, Tesla. They actually gave this to us where we can just jump right to it. So I'm really pumped about that. Don't want to have to use it, but it'll be fun to just mess around, maybe in a parking lot or something and just walk around the car and see if, watch the red dot happen when when the event is actually triggered through the sentry mode. Next is tune-in improvements. So basically what they've done is they've updated the usability and discoverability of tune-in stations and podcasts. And so you can also speed up your podcast by 2 times as well now. So if we just hop over to tune-in real quick, this is what the interface now looks like. I'm not really sure. I don't really use tune-in because this is basically a premium function now, and I don't have premium either, so I don't use it, but here's what it looks like. Cool if you use it. I'm sure that'll be more more helpful and more convenient for you. Walk-away door locks improvements is the next one. And so basically what you can do now is if you have it set to walk away, lock the doors when you leave your car, you can now exclude home from that. And so all you need to do is well, first you need to have a home set up. So to do that, you navigate and then set your home. So navigate at the top, you just push navigate, and then home and work will come up. Push home, set a home location, and then basically all you need to do is go to controls and then locks here. And then down at the bottom, there will be actually, let's just go to it. So if we go to locks here, you scroll, walk away door lock, you want it on, and then you can just hit exclude home. And then, when you're at home, it won't lock your doors. I personally, that's cool, if you want to do that. But personally, I've had some stories from friends and things where basically they didn't lock their car in their garage and they've had their car stolen. So one of my friends, that happened down in SoCal, where basically he left his garage door open, he forgot to close it, and he didn't lock his car doors, and his car got stolen overnight. So for me personally, I always lock my cars, even in the garage, even when the doors are closed, just in case, you know, something happens, your garage door malfunctions or whatever. So cool if you want to do that. I'm not going to do that because I always lock my cars. Doesn't matter where it is. Next is en route battery warm up. So basically, of course, when you're going to the supercharger, if you navigate to a supercharger, it'll warm up the battery, you know, en route, so your battery's ready to go when you supercharge. Now you can also do this for third-party chargers as well. So that's what this is for. Next, that's not actually on here because I have Model 3, but I'm not sure if you heard or not, but supercharging, you can now actually, if you have a Model S or X, you can actually use the V3 superchargers, and you can get up to 225 kilowatts of peak energy. And I believe this is only good for the Raven Model S and X's. So it's not all Model S's and X's, it's the newer ones where you can actually utilize V3 superchargers to an extent as well. So keep that in mind if you have a Model S, which is pretty cool. Actually, speaking of Model S as well, not on here as well because I have Model 3, but a new thing that they also implemented on this update is Sirius XM improvements. So they updated the interface on Sirius XM, and just it's a little bit easier to use. That's actually basically it. They just reorganized it and made it look a little better for you. One more update that's not mentioned in here is the cabin camera is now going to be activated. So this cabin camera up here, we will obviously know for the Model 3 and the Model Y that that is there for the robotaxi service. But what they're going to do is they're implementing it now just in certain situations. And that certain situation is accidents. So if the car detects that there's going to be an accident that's imminent, what it does is it's going to take a bunch of pictures and a short clip before that accident happens, and it's going to send it to Tesla engineers so they can study it and, you know, just do whatever they need to do to try to make the car safer for everybody. So the way you implement that is if you go to safety here, go to safety, and then basically down at the bottom, allow mobile access, you want to put that on, and then do data sharing. Do you agree to collect data, blah, 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 yes, 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 and then submit. So that's how you enable the camera for data collection for Tesla. And the last thing is just new language support. So they've added Portuguese. So if you're from Portugal or Brazil, you can now put it in your native language to, you know, have all the functions and things so you can read it in Portuguese if that's easier for you. So that's basically all the updates for this one. Not a super huge update, but I am impressed that they finally got the backup cameras, the side repeaters, to be used as part of the system, which it should be, which is really nice. And finally, the Dashcam viewer is, you know, it tells you right where the vent is, so you don't have to chase all the files, which is really nice. So I'm pretty happy with this update. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to go drive around and mess around with the repeaters and just see how that works, you know, driving around and just seeing other cars around you without really having to look around. I'll probably just do that a little bit, like I mentioned, that I'm probably still going to turn my head, but it'd be kind of cool to just mess around with that, you know, just for fun a little bit. So that's all the updates. If you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to comment as well if you have a comment, and thanks for watching.